And then it is business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. So again, it is very collaborative. So after every phase of work, like if it is a week or 2 weeks, there is a meeting with all the stakeholders, with the end consumer, with the financial manager, with the CEO, or anybody who is related, who's a stakeholder in the project or the product, So especially like the more important stakeholders. So there's a meeting after that phase of work of 1 or 2 weeks, and then it is build projects around motivated individuals. That is the whole point of why we build. We give a lot of ownership and we give a lot of autonomy to the team because, and a lot of their feedback is incorporated into what we are building because that really makes sense and it provides meaning to the team member. And that is what we all are looking for in life. A lot of times we're looking for a lot of meaning. And the more genuine it is, the longer it lasts. So that is the whole kind of idea behind building projects around motivated individuals. And then it is like the most efficient and effective methods of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversations. Again, like it's going to be collaborative. So in the Agile projects, preference is given to daily meetings, which are face-to-face, preferably in person or at least virtually. So there's going to be like in the Scrum methodology, there's going to be which we are going to be studying in detail in the upcoming videos. So in that project management methodology, there's going to be a daily stand-up for around 15 minutes. And there's going to be three questions asked, like what did we build yesterday? What are we going to build today? And are there any difficulties and roadblocks in what we're going to build today? So that is the whole point of face-to-face conversations. And the seventh is working software is a primary measure of progress or the delivered value or the working product or the utility actually created in the project is the primary measure of progress. And the eighth is agile processes promote sustainable development. So, so the whole point of sustainable development is that, so that comes down to how the agile projects are estimated, how the scope and the time frame is estimated, and so the agile projects prioritize not burning out. They prioritize being creative, imaginative, collaborative, efficient, and also not overworking and overstressing or burning out. So, for example, there's a concept of ideal time and actual time. So the ideal time, for example, a project is requires 40 into 4, 160 hours, and it requires 40 hours of work from each of the four team members, right? So technically, in a week, every team member, if they're working full time, will have 40 hours of work, right? So ideally, the team might think that, okay, we can do it in a week. And they can plan the project, okay, in week one, we will do it the 40 hours of required work and 40 hours in the whole week. But that it's not really how that works in reality. In reality, the efficiency might be around 60%, 70%, and then there might be a lot of other factors there might be some issues that might come up which might delay the project. So it has to be created. The project has to be planned in a sustainable way. And there's another concept which is more famous in traditional project management. It's called job design. So you actually study people doing that activity, and then you create a timeline of what the average time person takes. And then you take it as the most probable time, and then you build a spectrum. Okay, that 70 to 80%, it's going to take that much of time. 50%, it might take a little less time, and then you create, and then you map out like what is the probability of doing it in this much time or doing it in a lesser time. So that is called job design, and so that is more popular in traditional or waterfall project management, and I think it's very easy to do. And I don't know like why it's not very popular in Agile, but in Agile there are other ways of estimating, which is called planning poker, which is a very fun way of like estimating projects. T-shirt sizing, which is a very quick and easy way. So we're going to be discussing all of these estimation project planning techniques in the upcoming videos as well. So yeah, so the agile process was promote sustainable development, and then continuous continuous attention to technical excellence and good design. So, it's not just about just building crap and delivering to the market. It has to be continuously the technical excellence and the design has to be improved because that is the what really is going to add a lot of value ultimately as well. So simplicity is the art maximizing the amount of work not done. So like in Agile, we have to be lean. So we have to maximize value and minimize waste. We have to maximize efficiency. So how do you maximize efficiency? One thing is that you maximize the amount of work not done. Like you do as less work, you plan in a way that the least amount of work can deliver the maximum amount of value. So for example, you might see a poster with like 40 lines written to convey an idea, and then there's another poster which can convey the same idea in just one bold line. So what would be more attractive and what would lead to more impact if you look at that 40 lines and if you look at the single line? So a lot of the times less is more, right? So you have to develop that art of minimizing the amount of work done and maximizing the value. So that is a core principle of Agile as well. And then the 11th principle is that the best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. So motivated individuals, a lot of the time, the best products are built by individuals building products for themselves, because then they know like their own pain points, their own motivations, and like why are they kind of doing that project and why they're building the product. So there's an internal motivation, which really is a very major factor. If you look at like the quote of Steve Jobs, which says that like do not live in dogma and follow your heart and intuition. That is the main crux of a lot of the work that he did. And that is why it is said that the best architecture requirements and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. And then the 12th part is at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective and tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. So that is very important to constantly improve. And in agile projects, typically there is a retrospective meeting at the end of the uh, project's phase. For example, the project has 10 phases, and one phase is 1 to 2 weeks. After that 1 to 2 weeks, the phase of work is going to be retrospective with the entire team without the other stakeholders. The core team is going to sit and they're going to discuss like what did we do right, what should we stop doing, what should we start doing to improve our value and efficiency, and what should we keep on doing to keep up the good work. So right now, like we discussed like the 12 principles, and like we've also kind of discussed like the entire structure of how a lot of the agile projects are designed, and a lot of the agile methodologies, especially like the Scrum methodology, which is debatably arguably the most popular agile project management methodology, is designed. So three meetings, daily stand-ups, sprint reviews with the stakeholders, sprint retrospectives with the team meetings, how we estimate sustainably, and how we, like deliver value in bits and pieces with constant feedback, incrementally and iteratively, and starting with an MVP, and how we focus on giving ownership and a sense of belonging to the team. So we build very healthy, motivated teams. And that is like the whole core of how agile teams and projects are structured. And we're going to get more into the details into the upcoming videos, like the actual methodologies from Kanban, the actually how the techniques are done, like how the meetings are conducted, how the estimations are done, how planning poker is done, how t-shirt sizing is done, how affinity mapping, which is another project time and effort estimation technique, is done. So in Agile, all of these techniques are very quick and gamified. It's a lot of fun. So that is the whole point of Agile. And then like there are various like how do we develop a product roadmap? How do we plan a product? And how do we develop? How do we prioritize? So there are different frameworks. Again, very fun frameworks of how you prioritize what to build in the project or in the product. So we're going to be getting into the details of all of that in the upcoming videos. And so these are playlists, and then there's going to be like I'm creating a certification course, which is going to have simulations, and it's going to be very fun and interactive, and you can actually practice all of those techniques in the course. And it's going to be there at islanda.org. I'm going to link the course in the description as well. And let me know what you think about like these techniques and these concepts that we've studied. Do you think that they can add value to whatever you want to do? Like maybe as an entrepreneur, get your idea to the market, or as a project management or a business management professional? How would you incorporate these techniques into your work? Or if you've already been working on Agile and Scrum and Kanban and other Agile technologies, I'd love to know like what's been your experience and what would you like to add to this video. And so I'd love to have your feedback as well. And if you have some really amazing project that you'd like to share with me and or would like to collaborate with me, especially if it is about social innovation or emerging tech. So I would be happy to do that as well. And my website is on coming on the bottom of the screen. So you could check out like my work and if we could collaborate on something cool as well. So yeah, like have a wonderful rest of the day and see you in the upcoming videos. Take care. Bye. Ciao.